Ooh, ammo. Oh, God. Juggernaut! Why the fuck would you hit a car? You moron! There are civilians on the other side of that thing. That's gonna like instantly pop up next to them and they're gonna be like, the fuck? Oh shit. Woo, shit! Okay, I got hit by that. I got fucking hit by that. And so it fucked with my abilities, man. It fucked with my abilities. Here. I can toss explosives too, man. Explosive time power. Ow, ow, ow. Oh boy. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fucking put this down behind me. And we're gonna get ammo. So that way I can destroy this dude. Useful! Oh, God! Okay, we're gonna allow our powers to regenerate real quick. We're gonna reload all my weapons because otherwise we're gonna have a bad time against this dude. So he's gonna try and get around this car. And then I'm gonna run behind him. Sup? You're screwed. Oh, wrong angle. Fuck! Ugh! I'm a big dude in a suit who's immune to time powers. I've almost got him down. I have almost got him down. I need like one more shot on his back. Just gotta reload. Oh wait, I can't. I'm almost out of ammo again. That's fine. We can fix that. What is that? He just like shines a light. I don't know, do you like lose sight of me? And he's gone.
Okay, good. It's cool. Just gotta make it across this damn bridge and I'll be clear.
Just wanted to check this area out, man. Get a little bit of ammunition and be happy. Because my guns are gonna be completely reloaded and I can handle anybody who attacks me. Just like that. But yeah, that was dumb. Throw a fucking cab at the civilians. They're gonna see that and freak out. Congratulations, you've just ruined the PR machine. You're fired. I mean, you're dead too, but you know, if you had lived this, if you are alive in that suit still, actually, you're fired. Are those guys dead still in the same poses that I killed them in? I don't even know. I wouldn't recognize it. Damn, I can't shoot. Can't shoot anything from here. That's fine. Is there a chronon source? Oh, right there. Good thing I didn't go down first. I'm becoming a better hunter for the chronon sources. I don't trust this bridge. Feels like this is gonna like explode or something. Well, at the very least. Oh shit. At least I got all the chronon sources. What the fuck? Why? What? Somebody missed a memo, or somebody got the right memo. Don't know. Oh, jeez, I gotta go across this new wreck. Fucking Jack is just barely hanging by a leg. Holy shit, dude. You got lucky.
No. This is so bad.
Why the hell is there a boat crashing in?
I knew I'd be dead if the stutter collapsed while I was in the frozen crash. I had to reach solid ground, and the deck of the cargo ship was my best bet. Just had to find a way down.
Okay, all right. While it's there, we freeze it and then cross it as fast as possible. Oh shit! Okay, starters have a mind of their own, man. Time is against me, but sometimes it's not. Oh, everyone's dead here.
Now what?
I don't know if that
Frozen
worked,
crash was a mess.
but I got across.
Somehow, I had to find my way across. Hope for the best.
This is amusing. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, Jack, don't reach your fucking arms out or anything like that. Anyways, as I was gonna say,
Now what? Frozen
this is
crash was a
amusing
mess.
because this is how they do the
Somehow, I
floating
had to find my way
platforms
across. Hope for the best.
in this game. Well, it's frozen in time, so you can run on it. All right, that's sensical. Yeah, I believe it. Whew. That almost ended. All right, how are we gonna get through here? Do I just walk underneath, or do I climb on top? I obviously have to get past this stuff. Question is how? Oh, I can reverse it. I accept. Can I freeze it and then run across? I'm gonna fucking freeze it and then run across.
I kept heading downwards, towards the cargo ship.
Yeah, I'll be safer on the thing that's crashing into this place. Yeah. Rather than being on the fucking bridge as it gets ripped apart. Oh, that's convenient. Thanks, time. I know you're possibly killing me, but I can make my way across. I just have to be careful.
The fracture was getting much worse. Timelines getting scrambled. Caught in violent loops, off sync. Crashing into each other. This was what the end of time would look like. Everything was broken. In chaos. Frozen. And no one would know. Come on, come on.
Would time still slightly progress? Or would it completely be in a zero state? Because there's a difference between a stutter and then zero state, right? Like, this is a different kind of thing. You know where it would be a really shitty place?
Escalating. Objects were moving out of time.
To be during a stutter?
Out of order. Entire timelines overlapping.
Oh shit.
And it was gonna get worse. Unless we could stop it.
Pretty sure you would die if you were stuck in the ocean
You don't understand the power
during a
of
stutter.
building. You need to hand this technology over to Monarch. I've prepared for what happens next.
You say you're prepared, but no part of this plan of yours involves stopping it from happening.
Even if I fix William's machine, what could you possibly hope to achieve? The end of time is coming. There's no way to—
Hey! This isn't a debate. I just watched a ship fast forward through a fucking bridge. Time is running out, and the fracture's getting worse by the minute.
And it cannot be stopped. Paul has been to the end of time. He's witnessed it firsthand. Can't you see? We prepared for what's next out of necessity.
Your research is based on work by William Joyce. You respected him. He knew that the fracture would occur, but he also knew that it could be fixed. Will built a way to stop the fracture. This. The countermeasure. We're traveling to the past to retrieve it. You can help us get there faster. Or you can agree to disagree.
I'll have to run diagnostics on the machine. I can't promise anything before that.
Amy, take Emerald to the machine. Keep an eye on her.
Sure thing.
Okay, Doctor, let's go. And I can see right through you. Don't try anything stupid. You will regret it.
And now we're back in the safe area.
Jack, before we head downstairs, we have to talk about something.
Yeah, sure. That doesn't sound troubling.
Okay, what's up?
It's about the plan. If Amaral gets the machine working...
We go back to yesterday and undo all of this.
Listen, in the video Will left for me, he said the countermeasure was stolen from his workshop on July 4th, 2010. He also said I took it. Maybe I did, Jack. We have a time machine.
You're saying we go to 2010. We steal it.
If Will was right, that would mean it wouldn't be a change. We take the countermeasure, bring it to the present, fix the fracture, save the world.
Okay. Explain to me why that's a better plan than just going back to yesterday and preventing all this from happening in the first place.
Because I'm afraid that based on what I know about time travel, we can't change anything. The past has already happened. We can't change it. But my way, we don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my plan still feels simpler. Let's just get the machine working.
Come on, man. You're an adult. Surely you're capable of understanding something as simple as, hey, this method isn't gonna work, but this way is kind of a loophole, and so this way does work. Her way works because it abuses the fact that time travel, or well, this particular theory of time travel is, hey, we go back to the past, we're the ones who steal it, and so therefore the timeline doesn't change. And so it works. Beth's 2010 plan. Beth's charts and plans for the plan to travel to 2010 and steal the countermeasure. How lonely, or how long until time ends? Why does it have to be upside down? Here we go. Travel to 2010, retrieve countermeasure, return to 2016, post-university incident. Use countermeasure to fix fracture. But do we even know if that thing will fix the fracture? I guess we'll find out when we get it. Because we have no idea if this game is going to end in this, right? What if we don't actually fix the end of time by the end of this game? I have no idea.
Dr. Amaral seems convinced that Paul's been to the end of time. Do you think that's true?
Can't be. Otherwise, trying to prevent it would be pointless.
Why?
Because it's already happened.
Well, that would completely and utterly explain why Paul acts the way he does. He's seen the end of time, he knows it's going to happen, so it's pointless to try and stop it from happening. What he can try and do is stop it, try and fix the problem afterwards, which is kind of what we're doing.
This was the guy delivering the speech at the gala.
Name's Martin Hatch. According to Monarch Radio, he's been deemed a traitor. Sabotaged a Monarch lab.
Potential ally?
Not even close.
Yeah, definitely not. He's an incredible jerk, and we have no idea what his we have no idea what his intentions are. The way he talked to Dr. Kim and telling him to join back in the Infinite, that was kind of creepy. That was really fucking creepy.
Hello, Riverport. Well, it's been a rough night for us. The collision at the Port Donnelly Bridge that has claimed multiple lives is still being investigated. At least a dozen people are confirmed dead, and investigators say they expect to find more bodies, some of which are predicted to be found in the cars at the bottom of the river. The cause of the accident remains unclear. Adding to the confusion are conflicting reports from shipboard personnel and those on dry land. The captain of the cargo ship insists that the bridge was up and the route was clear. However, some people shoreside claim the cargo ship was approaching the bridge at high speed, despite the bridge having not yet been raised. Others express surprise at the ship's presence, claiming that they do not see its approach at all. The investigation is still ongoing. We'll keep you posted. Now, obviously, this disaster will affect us in more ways than one. With the Port Donnelly Bridge out of commission, heavy congestion is expected on the other routes across the river, and we now have reports coming in of multiple car crashes all over Riverport. So you will want to reserve enough time for your trip today if you're traveling by car. Stay safe out there. Hopefully we can all get back to normal soon.
Jesus Christ. Really is the end of time. Different timelines weaving in and out. God, that would really
See how
fucking
Dr.
suck.
Emerald's doing with the time machine.
Imagine
Yeah.
just like driving your car and then suddenly a car pops out of nowhere. Like literally
I don't think we can
out from
trust her.
another timeline.
The way she looked at the countermeasure like she's seen it before. She knows what it does.
You think Will told her about it?
No. Will was never the kind to open up.
I can relate.
Will takes it to the next level. When we were kids, the only way that Will could express anything important to me was by informing my stuffed giraffe when I was in the room.
It's precious. And weird.
Are there gonna be any pieces in this level? Collectibles. There is one quantum ripple. Have we been finding quantum ripples? Actually, I have not been paying attention to that kind of thing. Part 1, Connolly Bridge. Quantum ripple, there was none in the last level. Okay, Monarch Gala. We did find it. What the hell? I thought quantum ripples were going to be like way more intense, but apparently no. When you say ripple, I think of something incredibly drastic, but it's been tiny stuff like, oh, we found T-Rex with a helmet on its head, and that popped up in one of the live action things very briefly as a WTF moment for both me and the people who saw it. Why wasn't it there in the first place? Why was it affected by me seeing it at all? That's just weird. Okay. We're gonna just assume that because we checked this place
Did
out
she
thoroughly
find
later
anything?
on, or earlier, we'll be good here.
I'm not sure. I'll go check. How's it look?
The problem is quite simple, really. The power relay is down. You'll need to find a way to reset it up. There, where the light is. I'll lower the ladder for you.
What happened to the power relay?
The power surge occurred at 7 a.m. this morning, when the machine was activated.
7 a.m.? That's hours before we even got here.
Well, the numbers don't lie.
Somebody
Okay,
showed up
I guess
here.
I'm doing some climbing.
Sure. Saves me from volunteering.
Is there a chronon source here? Of course there's a chronon source here. It's probably, never mind. That's so weird. Sometimes, like, this wasn't popping up at all. Look at this bright ass fucking thing. I wouldn't have missed that if he had just showed up immediately. Okay, thank you. It wasn't letting me jump. I'm like spamming the space bar, like, come on, let me get up. So there are chronon sources in this level. I'm gonna try and nab them because getting my upgrades up will be nice. Not really necessary, but just nice. Where the hell's Amy?
You've got to see this.
There she is.
Hey,
What happened?
shouldn't you be keeping an eye on Emerald?
Okay, but first, you need to check out the intel I uncovered.
All right. What is all this?
I uploaded all the files I stole on that USB stick from the Monarch security station. I also found a video of your brother. It's on that TV. You're gonna want to see it. Everything else I printed out and put on tables over there.
Okay, sure. Let's look at the TV first.
Okay. The date is. It's February 28th,
Jesus, Will.
1999. William Joyce.
1999.
After months
First experiment.
arduous work, my machine is finally ready for human testing. Ready as defined by me, since ready is obviously a relative term when you're dealing with the deformation of the chronon field and recreating of black hole's mass density by tangent. Okay, in short summary, I built a time machine, and it works. I'm gonna prove it, or die. Okay, just need to make some final preparations. When I enter the machine, I will travel clockwise around the corridor. Okay, core is active. Chronon levels are stable. Travel clockwise around the corridor, exiting back into the same location in the near future. Oh. This clock is set to my watch. Now, when I exit the machine, there should be a significant difference in time between my watch and the clock in this room. Corridor is locked in place. Okay, setting the date to 5 minutes to the future for the first test. Now, admittedly, traveling to the past would be much more impressive, but I can travel backwards in time only as far as the first activation of the machine's core, which is, well, now. Okay, machine's ready. Monitor is stable. What I'm about to do is gonna change the very fabric of I don't remember.
Well, yeah, that would be interesting. You fucking... Okay, so... Apparently, Paul went through the portal, or through the time machine, went through the corridor, popped down the other side, immediately popped a cap in fucking Will, and then Bev had a fight with him as well. What the fuck, Paul? Why'd you shoot at Will? Were you just scared? Because, I mean, to be fair, Paul was coming directly out of a situation where he was getting shot at from, but Jesus Christ, show some trigger discipline.
Was that Paul?
That's how he arrived in the past.
How's that possible? It wasn't even the same time machine he entered at the university.
That's one question I still don't have an answer for.
Well, that's been answered like a couple of times by now. It doesn't need to be the same machine, it just needs to be a core doing the same thing pretty much.
What's on the computer?
Monarch files I uploaded, and I kept the juiciest stuff on screen for you.
Ooh, dream journal. Great. Okay. Dr. Peretta, I am attaching Paul Serene's most recent entry in his dream journal. I'm growing increasingly concerned with the meaning behind these dreams, but I need a second opinion. I can treat Paul's sickness. Really, as far as I can determine, the Chronon Syndrome is more of a metaphysical condition than an actual medical issue, but I'm a physicist. I'm very much out of my depth with all this. This exercise was meant to help alleviate stress to ease Paul's symptoms, but so far it has resulted in the opposite. Time is of the essence. His condition is getting worse by the day. Alright, Paul's 5th entry. I recall moving through a wheat field that once belonged to my grandparents. I pressed the wheat stalks to the side with my hands, softly sifting through them at first. But as I pressed forward, the stalks began to warp and curl around my arms, providing resistance to my every move. The entire field began to solidify into an unbreakable material with my body entangled in the mess. I desperately tried to pull myself free, but every movement led to a burning sensation. The world desaturated. Time stopped. I heard the unmistakable sound of my greatest fear approaching. Shifters. They emerged from all sides, surrounding me. I looked into the distance and saw a blurry figure approaching. He tried to yell, but the words wouldn't escape his throat, instead transforming into an endless shriek pulsing through my ears. His every movement and sound transformed into an agonizing discomfort all throughout my body until it became completely unbearable. The pain trumped logic. I needed to make it stop. I needed to make it all stop. I grew violent, blindly lashing out at the figure, tearing him apart. I needed to destroy the source of motion and sound that caused me such discomfort. The pain stopped as I took the figure's life, and as he died, his identity became clear. It was me. I had become the very threat that I once feared, but I did not fear anymore. I felt something very clear, very pure. I turned around to discover Jack behind me. He didn't move, but I could somehow understand his intent. He welcomed me. Every misunderstanding, all the pain we had caused one another, was forgotten. We were part of a higher consciousness. I heard a voice behind me. Dr. Kim. He joined us. He told me that time was once the fire in which we burned. He told me we would burn no more. Yeah, but your dreams are like literally taking on you're like turning into a shifter. That's pretty ridiculous. That's not even subtle.
Is the city still hunting for me?
In full force. There's an entire webpage dedicated to potential Jack Joyce sightings. So I've been filling it in with false leads for fun. Do you want to pitch in?
Post that I was spotted in the back of a catering van somewhere.
You can do better than that. But okay, I'll let them know.
They're gonna hunt down every single catering van in the city. Oh my god, this is a lot of... God, they're doing the exposition dumb shit again.
Hey, Amy. What am I looking at here?
I've been recording Monarch communications with the radio that Beth left me. I made a compilation of anything that seemed like it might be useful.
Okay. Unknown Monarch personnel. HQ, come in. This is First Aid 1. We've got a situation here at the hospital, over. Go ahead, First Aid 1, over. It's a fucking mess down here, HQ. Burke showed up for his wife like we thought. Gibson intercepted him. Burke wouldn't come quietly, so Gibson drew on him, and, well, Gibson's dead. Burke strangled him with a power cord in full sight of half the hospital. So, that kind of shit show, over. Do you have the situation contained? Where's Burke now, over? We're working the scene and wiped the footage, but Gibson didn't have backup, so who knows how many people saw the fight or where they are now. Same goes for Burke. He's in the wind. So is his wife, over. Copy that, First Aid 1. We'll run with that on our end. Just tidy things up over there. Over and out. Gibson tried to fuck... That was Gibson's fault. He should not have tried to attack in the middle of place. I should be like, hey, why don't we talk over here real quick and then attack.
Anybody here we can trust?
Fiona. She's my only remaining contact on the inside.
What about this Burke guy?
Yeah, Burke guy.
He was under arrest in the same transport as me.
Jury's still out on Burke.
Dr. Henry Kim, previous head of research, dead. Yeah, you can't trust Charlie. What is it gonna say about him? Hold up. Charlie Wincott, Monarch hacker, history of allegiance to Martin Hatch. Yeah, fuck that dick. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Monarch fixer has questioned Monarch agenda extensively. Deemed Monarch traitor for assisting in Jack's escape. Chronon researcher, confirmed ally. Working with Beth from the inside. So yeah, definitely.
The lifeboat.
Yeah. Well, according to Monarch Communications, Paul Serene just activated that thing.
Far sooner than they were supposed to.
What does that mean?
Means we have less time than I hoped.
Oh boy, alright, on the unique nature of the lifeboat. While the lifeboat protocol is fairly straightforward on the surface, it's important that the people involved with the project understand how it is radically differs from the other survival scenarios against so-called apocalyptic threats. Stutterproofing. A traditional bunker built to protect the occupants from an environmental, e.g. a chemical attack or nuclear fallout, is typically sealed airtight, and the occupants have their own electricity, air supply, provisions, etc. The bunker's interior is isolated from the outside environment. But the lifeboat's design is different. It's not actually sealed, because it doesn't have to be. It does have strong walls and protected access points, but the outside environment is not the problem. It's the lack of the Meyer-Joyce field that enables time to exist that makes the outside hazardous. From a technological standpoint, these differences make the lifeboat's operating principles quite different, particularly with regards to maintenance. Compared to, say, the failure of the life support system in a hermetically sealed survival space, such as a bunker, the failure of the lifeboat stutterproofing system has a far more immediate and grave effects. A traditional life support system can be repaired. For instance, a failure in the CO2 scrubbers would pose a significant threat, but with replacement parts and tools, properly trained occupants could easily repair the system before they would feel any ill effects. In fact, almost any mechanical failure short of a full-scale environmental breach can be fixed as long as suitable repair materials and trained personnel are at hand. But by its very nature, the stutterproofing is different. If it fails, everybody within its area of effect is immediately affected by the zero state and becomes frozen. In a permanent zero state scenario, that means they would have no opportunity to ever affect repairs. There's literally no time to react. The only exception would be personnel wearing an activated chronon harness, such as the striker suit. But given that repairing the stutter-proofing system is a highly technical, complicated process requiring an exceptional proficiency in the operation and engineering of chronon technology, this would be a scenario with low probability of success. It is therefore of utmost importance that the lifeboat stutter-proofing operates reliably and without faults, with multiple fail-safe systems, because if it ever fails, it's unlikely that it can be repaired or restarted. Accordingly, once the lifeboat protocol has been activated, there's no real way to deactivate it other than removing the chronon field regulator. This would be highly inadvisable, as doing so could not only disrupt the stutter-proofing, but more importantly, without the CFR, the lifeboat's rate of chronon particle consumption is increased by a vast margin, effectively reducing its potential operating to a fraction of what is intended. However, it's worth pointing out that even though the lifeboat operation has unique hazards, there are also unique advantages. One such advantage is provisions. A traditional survival scenario in a bunker typically involves a poor quality of meals due to obvious resourcing problems. Anything that spoils easily is out of the question. In a zero-state scenario, however, spoilage becomes a non-issue. Anything stored outside the stutter-proofed area remains in perfect condition. This advantage doesn't only apply to comestibles, but also makes the storage of medicine, volatile chemicals, and other similar articles far less of a problem than it otherwise would be. In fact, given the fact that the city of Riverport is vast compared to the relatively small number of people residing in the lifeboat, in theory, Monarch operatives could venture outside of the lifeboat in chronon harnesses and actually enjoy freshly cooked meals simply by entering a restaurant and finding the ready-made dishes that have been prepared, remove them from the zero state to a stutter-proofed area, and enjoy them as hot and delicious as if they had just been prepared, which, in fact, they of course would be. To be clear, this is not a recommended activity, as it would be foolish waste of resources to go after individual meals like that. The above scenario is mentioned here merely to illustrate the point. Even though the lifeboat has been designed to operate for decades of subjective time, it doesn't actually need provisions for that long. If the lifeboat's own reserves start to run low, a well-planned supply run into the city could easily result in a great deal of perfectly reserved supplies. Another advantage is that while the situation outside the lifeboat would be dire, people frozen in the zero state would not actually be dead. If a solution is found to the end of time scenario, everybody would resume their everyday lives, most likely with no awareness of time ever having stopped. However, it's hard to know what the exact psychological impact of that knowledge on lifeboat personnel will be. There's a real concern that the pressure of knowing that they have the sole responsibility for the survival of the human race, and that there are billions of people outside the walls of the lifeboat, helpless and unaware, frozen internally in the last moment, may prove to be crushing for some. On the other hand, knowing that their loved ones are not actually dead and may be saved, and are not in any distress or even aware of the situation they prove to be, even aware the situation may prove to be a powerful motivating factor that helps us eventually resolve the situation. Of course, the solution to the problem of a permanent zero state is not currently within our reach, and we expect that finding one will take subjective decades. If it is indeed possible, we can but try. It's worth noting that since the people outside Lifeboat are indeed not dead and merely stopped, it should be possible for a team of personnel wearing chronon harnesses to exit the lifeboat, retrieve a person, and bring them into the lifeboat. However, I advise against adopting this practice for the occupants that should remain forever. However, I should advise it. There's just so much fucking text. However, I advise against adopting this practice for the occupants that should forever remain a theoretical scenario. Any situation in which somebody is brought in from the outside would cause undue stress on the occupants, who would at that point have to become acutely aware that their loved ones could be brought in. But since the lifeboat has limited space, this could never be allowed. That kind of psychological pressure would likely lead to friction and questions of favoritism and ultimately increase the risk of mission failure. Well, you could always create time visit zones. You know, places that go in and out of time, because there's not going to be like literally thousands of relatives for all the people who are inside of the lifeboat. It's probably going to be in the hundreds, sure, maybe not though. Maybe it's only going to be like 20, you know, if there's 50 people, that might be, okay, you know, you can go pretty exponential, let's be honest. They could have their wife or their husband or just a significant other, and then their brothers or their sisters or their parents or just other family members like grandparents. Yeah, it would get pretty fucking crazy. Holy shit, fucking 1999, Paul Serene? Okay. I've seen the path ahead, and I know it will be hard. I have found in Monarch Solutions to bring together those who will walk it with me. The elite few whose skill, dedication, and passion will live on when everything else ends. To that end, 1. We will work under my guiding vision of the future, my knowledge of what is coming. We accept that we cannot change our fate, nor can we avoid it. It is a harsh truth, but it is the truth. We will accept it and its full implications, but we will not deviate from our course, nor give in to despair, nor give up the fight. Those of us who share in this knowledge, who learn the triumphs and tragedies of the days and years to come, will look past them and find ways to turn them to our advantage. The gray, uncertain area beyond what is known will be where we build our empire, and we build it on the hope that we can persevere, that the end isn't our end, that we can still succeed. We will expand Monarch's influence and power in all possible spheres, financial, political, cultural, medical, technological, military, to the best of our ability. This is a goal unto itself. We will need to be in a position of exceptional resources and ability to act when the time comes. We will build, we will seek success and profit, not for the sake of wealth and fame, but for the sake of preparedness. We will develop science and technology to counter a very specific set of circumstances. This will require extensive research and experimentation, as well as a tremendous financial cost. We will not be daunted by these challenges. We will complete our work. We will not compromise. We recognize that sacrifice is required, and we are willing to pay the cost to meet our goals. There is no alternative to this. Doubt, qualms, and sentiment are luxuries we cannot afford. Whatever we have to do is a lesser evil than the extinction of the entire human race, and to pretend otherwise is weakness. Nothing in the history of our planet has been as important as this. Nothing we have accomplished as a species matters if we fail in our mission. 5. We will not fail. There will be many challenges in the years ahead. I know what's coming. It can't be averted. There's no escaping it. But we can survive it, and we can overcome it, and we will. I am dedicating myself, this company, and every shred of willpower at my disposal to that mission. I expect the same of those who join me on it. So if he teleported in, if he got himself back in February, it took him a solid 10 months before he started up the Monarch company. It took him a while to get himself fixed back up and to figure things out, process what's going on.
Serene's original manifesto for Monarch.
They had us practically memorize this.
He actually believes he's doing the right thing.
Maybe he
He
is.
doesn't think the fracture can be stopped. And he's wrong.
Let's see. Time machine core heist, Chronon tech rollout, remove threats to Lifeboat protocol, initiate Lifeboat protocol. I like how he has this whole thing. Like, how much do you actually know of this company? I guess he would have to know a lot, because technically he funded himself. He funded the research for the machine that brought him back into the past. And so if he were to ever look into his investors, which you probably should always do if you're working for a big, powerful company, then he'd probably be able to learn quite a lot, like what they're capable of and everything else. Aw.